Well, more Americans are turning to Catholicism, with the National Catholic Register saying, quote, certain dioceses are reporting increases of 30%, 40%, even 50%, even more than some, even 70% when it comes to converts last year. So what is making Catholicism cool again? Gen Z influencer Isabel Brown, the host of the Isabel Brown Show, joins us now. Isabel, this is such a fascinating topic. The Free Press also had an article last week come out about why is Catholicism cool again? What is happening specifically with Gen Z?
Great point, Rachel. This is a cultural revolution largely led by young people. And to see headlines come out last week that what makes Catholicism cool is trending in America is a very fascinating moment in our culture, because it just goes to show that God's not done with American culture yet. Throughout my lifetime, really, America has culturally become one of the biggest exports of cultural degeneracy around the world, particularly in the West. You watch the degradation of marriage, the normalization of transitioning children, abortion by the millions for the most vulnerable in our society over the past several decades. And in the midst of this darkness, we're watching young people run back towards God, not even towards rainbow washed, half in, half out cultural Christianity, like I think we've seen throughout the last several years, but tradition with a capital T, preferring the traditional Latin Mass, wanting the Eucharist, and reviving the Christianity that the world has known for 2,000 years. As we continue to transform our culture in America from the inside out, bringing God back to the world again.
So what is it specifically about Catholicism? You're right. There's like sort of there's the very traditional form of Catholicism, the liturgy, as you talked about, the traditional Latin Mass, the devotions, the rules and strictures around Catholicism. What is it specifically about that is attracting young people? Is it the aestheticism? Is it that, you know, they can trace it back to St. Peter and there's sort of a lot of history and ritual around it? What is it? Because it seems to be especially men.
It is largely led by young men, and there's so many reasons contributing to this revival of coolness in Catholicism again. We have an American Pope. You're watching the #1 app on the App Store be a Catholic prayer app, Hallow, over the past several months. Celebrities are sharing their experience going to Mass on social media. But I think what this really boils down to is a level of relationship and intimacy with Jesus offered through the Holy Eucharist that is unfound anywhere else in Christianity around the world. You're looking at an opportunity not just to talk to Jesus through prayer, not just to have a personal relationship with him in reading scripture, but to intimately touch him through his body and blood every Sunday. That is a sense of relationship that you can't find anywhere else. And young people are realizing the depth and the substance of traditional Christianity through Catholicism that's often been missing in our culture for the last several decades.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, that it seems to also be a response to sort of the vapidness and the lack of authenticity of so much that is happening virtually in their lives, on their phones, these fake relationships online. And is it a response to AI and social media?
Being able to touch something and have that tangible experience is certainly contributing. I attend a beautiful Catholic parish here in Alexandria, Virginia, and every single Mass is bursting at the seams with standing room only. But I also think it's a response to the lack of authenticity that we're finding in American churches throughout my lifetime. When you see churches go viral on social media for reciting the Sparkle Creed on Sunday morning, praising the non-binary God, which, yes, is a real thing, instead of the Nicene Creed, when you're seeing BLM flags celebrating cultural Marxism flown outside of Episcopal churches all over the country, it's causing people to stop and think, is this really what the substance of my faith, the authenticity of my faith, and a true relationship with God is supposed to be about? I don't think so. And what the Catholic Church offers to young people is not a chance for the church to become more like our broken secular culture, but rather us to transform ourselves and our culture to transform itself in running back to God again, to revive what is good and true and beautiful.
Well, thank you, Isabel. We love the good news that you're bringing us this Sunday morning, and you broke it down beautifully. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.